Dua Lipa has always been an advocate for creating authentic experiences, whether through her music or in how she engages with it herself. In an exclusive interview with Zane Lowe for Apple TV's A Carpool Karaoke Christmas, the levitating singer delved deep into her personal preferences when it comes to listening to music. Despite her impressive collection of awards, including 7 Brit Awards and 3 Grammy Awards, Dua Lipa revealed that when it comes to hearing her own tracks, she prefers a more raw and unpolished experience. In fact, she went so far as to say that she enjoys listening to her music on ordinary headphones or even the sound system in her car over high-end professional studio speakers. This unique perspective on listening to music sheds light on Dua Lipa's desire for a more authentic connection to her own work. According to Lipa, the problem with really good speakers in a professional studio is that they can sometimes make a track sound too perfect, leading to a kind of illusion. She explains, "That's the problem with really good speakers in a studio. It makes a lot of things sound good, and then you leave the studio and you're like, wait a second, this wasn't exactly how I remember this." In essence, Lipa seems to be advocating for a more relatable, genuine listening experience. She recognizes that high-end equipment, though incredible in its ability to highlight the intricacies of a track, can sometimes distort the initial emotional experience of the music. When a song is played through a studio speaker, it may sound one way, but when listened to in real-world environments, like on regular headphones or in a car, it often takes on a different, sometimes more nostalgic or even personal feel. Lipa goes on to describe the effect that good quality sound equipment can have, saying, "It's crazy how you can really kid yourself in the moment." This statement speaks to the allure of perfection that high-end technology offers. The temptation to be fooled into thinking a track is flawless because of the clarity and precision it offers in a studio setting can sometimes cause an artist to lose sight of the raw, authentic essence of the music. This is why she claims that the best way to truly experience music, whether it's her own or someone else's, is to hear it on not-so-good headphones. But what does she mean by not-so-good headphones? It's not necessarily about having bad equipment, but more about creating an experience where the music is less polished and stripped of its studio sheen. On ordinary headphones, the subtle imperfections in the sound can actually make the experience feel more real, more accessible, and more human. This, according to Lipa, is where the magic lies. It's an approach that shifts the focus away from technical perfection and toward the raw emotional resonance of the music itself. It creates an organic connection to the songs, one that listeners can relate to more easily, without the barrier of technical enhancements that sometimes make music feel distant or unreal. Her preference for imperfect listening also speaks to the authenticity that she values in her music. In today's music industry, with advancements in technology and production techniques, artists are often under pressure to create the most polished and flawless tracks possible. This trend can sometimes lead to music that sounds overly produced or too pristine. Lipa's stance is a refreshing change from this, as she embraces the idea that music doesn't need to be perfect in order to resonate with listeners. By opting to listen to music on less than ideal equipment, she reminds her fans that the most important thing is the emotion and message behind the music, not the technical prowess of the sound system. As one of the biggest pop stars of her generation, Lipa's candidness about her listening preferences also has a wider cultural significance. With the rise of digital streaming platforms and the prevalence of high-quality sound systems, music has become more accessible than ever before. Yet, this accessibility comes with its own set of challenges. The sheer volume of music available can sometimes make it difficult for listeners to truly connect with a song. By advocating for a more real listening experience, Lipa encourages her fans to focus on the emotional depth of a track, rather than getting caught up in its technical perfection. This approach has a direct impact on how we consume music today. In an age where songs are often produced with the intention of sounding perfect in high-end studios, Lipa's preference for ordinary listening equipment offers an alternative perspective. It's a reminder that the true essence of a song doesn't necessarily lie in its pristine production values, but in the way it makes you feel. This is particularly relevant in an era when so much music is consumed through headphones and portable speakers, which can sometimes alter the listening experience in unpredictable ways. For Dua Lipa, it's all about connection. She believes that music is more than just an auditory experience. It's an emotional one. By choosing to listen to her own tracks in a less-than-ideal environment, she's making a statement about the importance of genuine, unfiltered emotional engagement with her music. It's not about how perfect the song sounds on high-end equipment. It's about how it makes you feel, how it resonates with you, and how it fits into your life. This philosophy is one that many of her fans can likely relate to, as it's easy to get caught up in the technicalities of music production and forget that the ultimate goal of music is to evoke emotion. On the professional front, Dua Lipa has been riding high following the release of her third studio album, Radical Optimism, which came out on May 3, 2024. The album, which has already been met with critical acclaim, showcases Lipa's growth as an artist. The album's themes revolve around resilience, hope, and the pursuit of happiness, which are reflected in both the lyrics and the production. Lipa's ability to fuse catchy pop melodies with deeper, introspective themes has become her signature style, and Radical Optimism is no exception. The album follows the release of her successful 2020 album Future Nostalgia, which helped solidify her place in the pop music pantheon. The release of Radical Optimism marks a new chapter in Lipa's career, one that embraces not only musical innovation, but also a deeper connection with her audience. In many ways, her approach to music and its consumption mirrors the themes of her album, emphasizing authenticity, emotional connection, and a rejection of superficiality. Just as Lipa encourages her listeners to engage with her music in a more raw and genuine way, her own creative journey has become one of self-expression and authenticity. In conclusion, Dua Lipa's perspective on listening to music offers a refreshing and insightful look into the world of music production and consumption. By choosing to listen to her tracks on not-so-good headphones, she champions the idea that the true magic of music lies in its emotional resonance, not its technical perfection. Her approach is a reminder that, at its core, music is about connection, connecting with the artist, the message, and the feelings it evokes. As the music industry continues to evolve, it's artists like Dua Lipa who remind us that authenticity and emotional depth are what truly make music meaningful.